Gold and silver are going to explode and go straight through the roof. And so you should own a lot of gold and silver. Papa, please go out and buy me some gold. It always looks good to me. I mean, I have my gold right here, but if you don't want to buy gold, buy me some silver. You know, I will take both. I'm actually not buying either one right now, although I expect to buy more. I'm not very good at market timing, but I hope that if they go down some more, I will buy more of each. Before this is over, the next year or two or three, gold and silver are going to go up a huge amount.
That's so interesting, Jim, because I was going to ask you, given the kind of gains that we have seen, yes, they've been looking good, but, you know, are they starting to look expensive, and what's the kind of increase you're anticipating? So when you're saying the next 2-3 years, I mean, how much more? And is this a good time then to get in and stay invested in through ETFs, or what would you recommend?
Well, if a person does not own some gold or silver, she should buy some more. She should certainly buy some gold and silver. Everybody should have some gold and silver. If you know a lot about it, then you can buy more, and you can buy a whole lot of gold and silver if you know whole lot about it, and you will get the timing. You can buy ETFs, you can buy gold itself, you can buy stocks. There are many, you can buy futures. There are many ways to buy gold and silver, depending on what you know.
Okay, so between gold and silver then, which one comes first and why?
For me, today's prices, silver comes first. Okay. Silver is down 60% from its all-time high. Gold is down 10% from its all-time high. So on a historic basis, silver is much cheaper. If I were buying either one of them today, I would buy silver. Okay,
fair enough. And in terms of commodities vis-a-vis what we're seeing otherwise in equity markets, how do you think you know, it stands on a relative basis as an attractive investment option?
As you look around the world, we know that bonds are a bubble. Bonds have never been this expensive in the entire history of the world. So that's a bubble. If you look at property in some countries, New Zealand, Korea, some places, property is a bubble and getting worse. If you look at stocks, I mean, stocks are beginning to form bubbles. Amazon never goes down. Samsung goes up every day. Tencent goes up every day. The Indian stock market's making new highs. So stocks are certainly not cheap. They're forming bubbles in some places. The cheapest asset class in the world, commodities. Silver is down 60% from its all-time high. Sugar is down huge from its all-time high. These are not bubble numbers. Commodities are still the cheapest asset class right now.
Are you expecting or anticipating any kind of correction or crash in the equity markets, Jim? Because as you mentioned, it's a global phenomenon, and especially what we're seeing on Wall Street and here in India. We've just continued to see markets trend higher and higher from one record to the other.
But watch India today. They will tell you. That's how you know. You think I know? I watch India today. Cool. No, I would suspect that the bubble is going to last for a while longer, because not all stocks are in the bubble yet. But when everything is in the stock market bubble, then it will be time to get out. I am not selling yet. I am not selling short. I am certainly not selling short. But if this thing has one last explosion, then I hope I'm smart enough to start selling, and to start selling short all over the world.
Okay. How much of one's portfolio, Jim, do you think should be in commodities? And I know I keep talking about gold and silver, but you're also looking at plenty of other commodities, and we'll come to that. But how much do you think should be in gold and silver right now?
It depends on how much you know. I have a fair amount in gold and silver. I've been buying it for decades. I think I know a little bit about gold and silver, but if you don't know what gold is or how to buy silver, please do not buy much of any of it. But before this is over, gold and silver are going to explode and go straight through the roof. And so you should own a lot of gold and silver if you know what you're doing.
Is this
But Abba, many Indians know a lot about gold and silver. You've been buying gold and silver for decades, for centuries.
Absolutely.
You know more about it than most people in the world. I would say India is the #1 gold country in the world and the #1 silver country in the world. So if you know a lot about it, start gearing up.
And that's just it. We're now starting to see that shift from people buying, the physical metal to actually looking at new ways to invest when it comes to gold and silver as well. And, talking about, buying into these commodities, is it also a hedge, Jim? Is it, are you talking about it from perhaps being a hedge against what could possibly happen otherwise in an overpriced equity market? Or are you saying that it is genuinely one of the better asset classes to invest in from a longer term point of view in terms of wealth creation?
It is a very well priced and attractive asset class in 2021. The prices on a historic basis are cheap for most of them, whereas demand is going up. Governments all over the world are printing money. Throughout history, when there's a lot of money printing, it usually leads to inflation. You see inflation starting to happen. The way to protect yourself and the way to make money, Apa, is to own the things that are going up in price. Well, the price of silver is going to go up in price. The price of many commodities. Copper, for instance, it looks as though we're all going to have electric cars in the future. Well, electric cars use several times as much copper as a petrol car. So the demand for many commodities is going to go up a lot, and they're printing a lot of money. The way to make money and to protect yourself is to own those things.